Good evening, everyone, and aloha. It's a real pleasure to be here tonight, and I must say that's probably the most used words ever of anybody that comes to visit in Hawaii, and especially this time of year because it's awfully cold in Tokyo right now, and up north they're shoveling snow, so it's a lot better to be here with beaches and Mai Tais. So thank you very, very much for having me. And thank you, David Santaro, for the fantastic Pacific Forum team, and for hosting all of us here, and for allowing me a couple of minutes to introduce Japan's Defense Minister Koizumi. Thank you. The Minister's presence at this year's Defense Forum comes at a critical juncture for the U.S. Japan alliance and for the security of the Indo-Pacific. And let's not forget, the stability of this region is crucial not just to the United States, but to our partners and to the entire world. Home to more than half of the planet's population, around 60% of global GDP, the Indo-Pacific matters a lot. And this is the world's economic and strategic center of gravity. And in short, what happens here in the decades ahead will determine the future of billions of people. So it's no surprise then that the word most associated with the region right now is volatile. Since I arrived in Japan as ambassador last April, we have witnessed the continuation of provocation and belligerence from regional adversaries. In 2025 alone, we saw countless dangerous maritime and air maneuvers, a radar lock-on incident, and even ballistic missile launches. Such events are a stark reminder that preserving a free and open Indo-Pacific takes resources and it takes resolve. And we can no longer depend on bold words and honest intentions alone. It is our actions that send our most powerful message to those who seek only to sow upheaval and spread uncertainty. And that means investing in and upgrading our collective deterrence with renewed urgency and energy. And it's America's alliances and partnerships that hold the key to this endeavor. President Trump recently released the national security strategy, and that reinforces exactly this point. Working with our allies and partners to, quote, build a military capable of denying aggression anywhere in the First Island chain, as this strategy states, that must be our focus. And it is an approach that served us well during the Cold War. Something President Reagan stressed more than 40 years ago when he said, history teaches us that weakness only tempts aggression, and this is no time for weakness. Peace through strength is only possible when our capabilities are cutting edge, our forces are primed, and our commitment to the mission is infallible. Every joint exercise, every multinational training, every defense forum like this one today, underscores our determination to enable prosperity and progress to flourish freely through the Indo-Pacific. And moments like this one demand the very best of us and the very best of our allies as well. In our Japanese partners, we have just that. The U.S. Japan alliance has been a bulwark of security and freedom in the region for decades, adapting to shifting geopolitical dynamics along the way. But this era of fast-evolving, unpredictable challenges requires a more agile, more technologically focused alliance. It also requires leaders of vision and conviction, leaders like Defense Minister Koizumi. He may have been in the job for only a handful of months, but his impact has been significant. The minister has a clear understanding of the threats before us, and he shares our drive to do whatever it takes to ensure that the U.S.-Japan alliance meets this moment. Our two nations are counting on us. It is said that leadership is forged in adversity, and I saw exactly that not long ago when I arrived in Japan, when Minister Koizumi was leading the Ministry of Agriculture. The country faced its worst rice shortage in years at the time, but in my meetings with the minister, I saw a leader eager to get to the heart of an issue and unafraid to question conventional thinking and determined to find solutions for his nation quickly. That included listening to my own offer of American rice to support the Japanese people and Japan's food security. and because that's what friends and partners do. Our alliance extends far beyond military maneuvers. When disaster or crisis strikes, we come to each other's aid without fail. And we saw that in the aftermath of the 2011 earthquake in northeastern Japan with Operation Tomodachi, and we saw it again following the devastating wildfires in Maui and California. It is personal connections and enduring friendships that sustain and strengthen this alliance. And whether it's homestay families and students, researchers, or business partners, the unbreakable bonds between people underpin this remarkable relationship. And nowhere was that more evident than aboard the USS George Washington last October. I sat next to Minister Koizumi as we watched President Trump and Japan's new Prime Minister standing side by side, addressing thousands of cheering American and Japanese troops. And I will tell you that great picture where she's standing like this next to the president, she isn't standing, she's jumping up and down and doing this. I mean, it was an amazing moment in time. And that scene captured perfectly the vitality and the unity of our partnership today. No doubt the minister remembers the special relationship his own father had as Prime Minister with President Bush, and Prime Minister Koizumi hailed the, quote, heartfelt friendship and mutual trust the two leaders enjoyed for over 5 years. Now, in this new golden era of U.S. Japan relations, President Trump and Prime Minister Takaichi are building an alliance that will deter conflict and empower communities for decades to come. In the face of new and evolving perils, Japan's cabinet just approved a record defense budget, with Minister Koizumi's team working on an ambitious 5-year defense buildup program. This all illustrates our allies' commitment to sharing the burden and maintaining strong and credible deterrence. The U.S.-Japan alliance has long been a beacon of peace and stability in the Indo-Pacific. And in Minister Koizumi, I see a champion of partnership and a leader ready to shape a new future for both Japan and the U.S. alliance. It is my honor to count him as a friend and as a friend of the United States of America. Ladies and gentlemen, Defense Minister Koizumi. Thank you.